Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Yes, I am wearing the same outfit that I wore in the last video and maybe another video. But if you're new here, mind your business. If you're not new here, you're used to that, okay? You're used to it.
You could literally watch Kristen chain smoke cigarettes for freaking hours.
Hi, guys. Sorry to interrupt this amazing broadcast of me talking about Vanderpump Rules for the 700th time. But I needed to talk about something because guess what? Team, we have a sponsor, okay? We have our first sponsor on our channel. I'm so excited. All right, you guys, so here's the thing. Everybody knows that sun care is like the biggest thing and the best way to prevent skin cancer. And the more you can take care of your skin, the more you can take care of yourself, the better off your skin is going to be. And one way you can do that is with sunscreen. And Basque Sun Care is that girl, okay? I love Basque Sun Care because they give so many different options that are good for you, that are not full of garbage and crap and caca and all that nasty stuff, okay? It's filled with good ingredients that are good for you, good for the environment, and good for the people around you, okay? And the other thing that I love is they have non-aerosol sprays, which is like, love that. And then one of my favorite things about them and why I wanted to team up with them is because they have a gel formula. Now, you guys, if you're pasty white like me, you don't really care about white cast because you're already Casper the Friendly Ghost. So you don't give a crap, okay? But when it comes to someone who's more melanated, darker skinned, they don't want to have that nasty ass sunscreen white cast that everybody always has. So the best way to avoid that is using a gel sunscreen, and that is what Basque Sun Care has. They have an amazing option with the gel sunscreen that goes on nice and velvety all over your skin. You can put it on before makeup like a primer, or you can put it on after, and it won't ruin and mess up all your wonderful hard work that you did with your makeup, unlike me who has bags under my eyes right now. So you guys can go right now to basquesuncare.com and you can use code mentallygrowing247 in all caps. I'll put it right here. And you can use that code and get 10% off on your purchase today. They're doing awesome sales right now. They have, like I said, all kinds of sunscreen options. They also offer cute little like accessories and stuff too. You guys have to try it out. I'm so excited for you guys to do that. I am making a commission off of this. So if you do purchase, some of that purchase does go to me. I appreciate your love and support and it helps this channel out immensely. And I really do think that you guys will love this product so much. So please go to basquesuncare.com. And in your coupon code section, use code mentallygrowing247 for 10% off of your purchase today. Celebrate feeling good this summer in the sun, in your skin, with your people. And use Basque Sun Care. I hope you guys have a great video channeling view. Back to the regular scheduled programming. The Vanderpump Rules finale has happened. You know, it kind of is what it is. Like, I don't think this video is going to be very long today because like I don't have a lot to say that hasn't already been said. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sam. I'm a pop culture commentary channel where I talk about reality TV shows, pop culture, and things that are happening. Right now, my obsession has been Vanderpump Rules. So we've been watching the Vanderpump Rules reunions. There's a fly in here. I'm going to lose it. And, yeah, we've been obsessed. If you haven't seen my other Vanderpump Rules videos, I have a bunch of them. I've been recapping seasons 2, 3, and 4. Right now I'm in the middle of season 4, but it's been hard to finish recapping it because of all of the stuff that's been happening in the current season. So that's where we've been. So this is just the final opinions, I guess, and commentary on what I thought about the finale and how I feel about Vanderpump Rules as a whole and like kind of where do we go from here. I'm recording in my bathroom because again, if you know, you know, this is the only room in my house that is quiet, like dead quiet. And I don't have to worry about an AC, a fan, a kid, noises, cars, whatever. Okay, so that's why we're in the bathroom, all right? The bathroom looks, you know, there you go, okay? Doesn't it? It looks kind of nicer, right? No, it doesn't. And I am actually leaving my house today to go somewhere. Isn't that crazy? My hair is not yellow. I just want to put that out for the world. This is just the coloring, unfortunately, from the light above me. So it's not going to be the best coloring, not going to be the less light. And yes, I am wearing a shirt. Again, mind your business, okay? Mind your business. God, you're dirty. So my thoughts and opinions are pretty much just this. Like, Lala got. Lala got by the producers. Lala got by the Toms. Lala got by Lisa Vanderpump. Lala got by Bravo. Like, they really played to Lala's ego, and it completely screwed over Lala. Like, I don't, like, girl, you got. You really got. And it's sad because I think a lot of people love Lala. You know, I know obviously a lot of people have opinions about her and, you know, her and Randall and blah, 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 blah. But I think overall, I think people like her as like a reality TV star. People enjoy that. I look like a wet rat right now. Ugh, gross. And I think a lot of people enjoyed her as a reality TV star on the show, you know? And it's just disappointing to see the one person that literally, other than Stassi, honestly, from the jump, was like, this dude is no bueno, okay? This dude sucks. And so it was kind of like, oh, she's like, this is like a, like, goal. Like, she's 100% going to be Team Ariana. Like, there's no other way. There's no other option for Lala. Like, she hated Tom, has called his ass out at the reunion. She called him like a predator or whatever the hell she called him. And it's like, oh, perfect. So there's like Katie and Ariana, like Katie and Lala. It's like, boom, shoo in. That's going to happen. And then it's like, oh, Scheana will see because, you know, Sheena's always a flip-flopper. She's always been a flip-flopper. I feel bad for Scheana in the sense of like, I feel bad that like, I don't genuinely think Scheana has her own identity. I don't think Scheana has her own opinions because she can't have her own opinions because she's so worried about what everybody else is saying that she's constantly flip-flopping and going over here and going over there and talking about this and going over there. And then she gets so overwhelmed that she's just like, well, nobody cares what I think. I'm like, but do you know what you think? Do you know your own opinion?
Editing Sam here. I completely forgot that I cut out a part of me spraying my hair with dry hairspray. So, like, I apologize for the jump scare of my hair looking psychotic right after this. So just, yeah.
Like, Scheana seemed really nervous about pissing Lala off and not being on Lala's team, essentially. And I see one side of it, where Lala's coming from, okay? I see the side of like, hey, when we're not on camera, you say this, but when we are on camera, you say that. And I see how that can be extremely frustrating, makes people angry, blah, 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 okay? But those are conversations that, like, why aren't you guys having those with Ariana? Like, they want to sit there and talk about how, like, oh, you need to be honest, you need to be honest, you need to be honest, you need to be real. Okay, so how come none of you are going up to Ariana's face on camera, to her face, okay, to her face, not behind the scenes in your little diary rooms where you can hide? Why aren't you going right up to her face on camera and going, this is so frustrating. I do not like that you will not sit down and have any conversations with him. I find it completely obnoxious. I don't think it's right for the show, and it frustrates me. Why aren't you guys doing that? Where's that conversation? Where did that go? It went nowhere. Why, like this, like, oh, breaking the fourth wall, oh, breaking the fourth wall. It's like, okay, then how come you can't go break the fourth wall, girl? Like, go break the fourth wall yourself. Why did my thing that was so frustrating all season was like, why does everything have to be on Ariana? Every single thing is like hinging on Ariana for some reason. And I've said this before, if that's what we're doing, then we have a shitty season and we have a shitty show. If all we're hinging on, like, this is the thing, is like, if all we are hinging on is this one conversation that has to happen, otherwise the show is a complete fucking dud, then we don't have a show. If all they need to make the show good, okay, so let's say they have the conversation. Let's say they sit down and they have this big, long conversation this season, which, P.S., they already had it. They literally had it last season. They already had this conversation. Ariana literally handed it to the producers, like, raw, and gave one of the most incredible, amazing breakup speeches I've ever heard on television. And that includes, like, scripted television, okay? That includes scripted television. It was incredible, okay? She gave you guys all that So let's say she does have this big ass conversation and she has this on camera and she does this whole thing, this whole song and dance for all of you guys that has to happen. If it doesn't happen, oh my God. Then what? Okay, then what? Then what happens? That's my thing is like, okay, she has these conversations and she does all of this. Then what? Then what are you left with? You're left with, like, if she would have done that episode 1 and had this big conversation that they're all bitching and complaining about, okay? And she did all that. What happens after that big conversation? Then what happens? Explain that to me. Because you guys are saying that this whole show essentially like hinges on this one conversation and this one couple. It's like, why does everything hinge on them? That's what I don't get. And including Tom Sandoval, it's like, why does this show literally just hinge on these two human beings? That's like something that I truly don't get and understand. And to me, again, if that's the case, then we have a shit show. You have a crappy show. And at the end of the day, I'm sure Lala is not going to agree with any of this. You know, I saw her, whatever she wanted to call that. It wasn't really an apology, in my opinion. It was more of like I now realize that like my actual fans who actually love me were just trying to tell me that I was being a shitty friend. Again, we'll see, because she says she's going to do like, she was going to allow fans to ask questions, send questions in, and she's going to answer as many as she could. Now, like, she's going to pick what she's going to pick for questions. You know what I'm saying? She is going to pick, I'm assuming, I hope she really, oh God, I just have this like hope for Lala. I really do. I really hope that she answers the questions and sees where she messed up this season and see where she could have made better choices. Like, this is the thing, is the one thing that Ariana said that I found to be so profound and adult, honestly, of her, was like, I totally understand where you're coming from and where your frustration is, and I get that part. What I don't get is the insults that have to be attached to them. Why do you have to insult me like that? For what? What are you gaining by saying nasty things about Ariana? I don't understand. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. The audience, the fans, the ones that Lala says she loves and adores and blah, 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 but then the next minute calls us all bitches with our foaming mouths or whatever, which again, she only apologized, in my opinion, because the fans were like, bitch, we're why you have a platform. Maybe be a little bit nicer to the ones that actually care and love you. Obviously, the assholes out there that are saying shit about her being a mom, you guys need to get a life and get a hobby and sit the fuck down, because that's just weird to me that people say things like that and criticize her about being a mom. Because again, I've said this over and over again, in my opinion, I actually think Lala's a really good mom. And y'all can fight me on that, but I think all these women are really good moms. I think they have a lot of flaws, obviously, and I think that they honestly did their friend very dirty this season. But one thing I do not question about this group of women is I do not question them as mothers. I think they all are doing the best that they can with the cards that they've been given. And I think that, you know, some of them, especially Scheana, I give Scheana a lot of shit, okay? I really do. Because I think sometimes she deserves a lot of shit, okay? But one thing that she 100% is a good mom. And watching her talk about her experience as a mom lately and how hard it's been and her OCD and all this stuff, like that shit was like refreshing to me, and I enjoyed watching that. And I wish that Lala would show more of that too. Like, I don't know what it is. It's so weird to me. It's like Lala wants to, like, something's getting crossed. Some lines are getting crossed in communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, something's not adding up, because I don't understand how Lala screams year after year after year that she wants to show her life, and she wants to show her life, and she wants to talk more about her life. Okay. And like last season, she said that she did talk a lot about her and Randall's situation, but obviously it got overshadowed by Scandoval. It's like, okay, so then like, do the producers just like, I don't know, like, do the producers like not like Lala? Because she keeps saying that she's talked about her life and she's done all these things, But it's like, okay, then where's the footage to back that up? It's so weird to me. And then it's like, well, why, Lala, did you basically, in my opinion, allegedly, tag team with Bravo and the producers to bring Ariana down when clearly the producers don't give a shit about you and don't give a shit about your storyline because they barely show it. They barely show anything about Lala. They barely put anything out there for Lala. So, like, in my opinion, that's two things. Either one, Lala's life is boring and there's nothing to show and there's nothing going on, or Lala has taped some things and the producers keep saying, like, oh, this season's really going to be about you. It's going to be about everything that happened with you and Randall, blah, 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 blah. And are bold-faced ass lying to her. And then she gets got every season. And it's like, again, why is that somebody else's issue? Why is that not the producers and, like, Lisa Vanderpump? Like, why aren't you mad at Lisa Vanderpump? You know what I'm saying? Like, when she said Kentucky Muffin in this reunion, she sounded like Lisa Vanderpump. And I was like, girl, you're not Lisa Vanderpump. Like, what are we doing here? I feel like Lala's trying to be like a producer or something. It's so, I don't know. I'm like I'm on a tangent right now. I know, but like, I don't know. I'm so confused by Lala's journey. And I feel like the producers like truly used her this season. And I listened to a little bit, like some clips of Katie's podcast that she had Ariana on. And Katie brought up a good point of like, that ending scene was not for like us. It wasn't for anybody else in that group except for Ariana, because we were all there. We were all taped. We all had, you know, they all had their microphone packs on. Like, they knew what was going to happen. They were fully aware that conversation had happened. So like, they knew it was happening, that it wasn't like a shocker to them, but it was for Ariana. And so Katie was saying, like, it found it a little disrespectful. Like, they were almost like forcing this conversation that she told the crew over and over and over again. She told the producers, I don't want to have this conversation. I don't want to talk to him like this because it's not real. It's not honest. And you guys want to have an honest show, or you say you want to have an honest show, which is clearly horse shit. And you say you want to have this honest show. And I'm honestly telling you that, honestly, I would not talk to this dude. I would not talk to him if we were not on this, if, like, we didn't have to. And I'm not ready to. Like, I'm not ready to talk to him. Maybe one day I'll sit here and I'll hash it out with him. Or maybe I'll, like, get what I need from this situation. But for right now, I don't want to. And it's like, they were like, well, and Katie said something to the effect of, like, they basically like forced a conversation that Ariana asked so many times this season that she did not want to have. And I think Ariana did give them good TV by not having that conversation. I think her walking out, because she was like, listen, if we want to sit here and talk about TV, we want to talk about ratings, we want to talk about, you know, good reality TV. She's like, I'm sorry, I think I made great reality TV by walking out instead of staying here having this stupid conversation with this person that doesn't care. Like, stop. Like, he's so good. And she said it at the reunion. She's like, or she said it on Katie's podcast maybe, where she was like, he'll say sorry in one breath, and then 2 seconds later, he's saying something completely opposite of that and trying to, like, defend himself or whatever. And it's like, you saw that when he was, like, crying towards Ariana. He's like, you know me. It's like, no. And you can hear they put the audio in. You couldn't see James saying it, but they put the audio in where James is like, oh no, it was Tom Schwartz. He was like, I think she did know, she knew you, but she doesn't know you now. Like, the person that you became and the things that you did to her, those are not the people, that's not the person that she thought that she was with. You betrayed her. You brought this person into this group. You associated with them. You brought them into our life only to manipulate them, manipulate Ariana, and manipulate everybody around you guys for what? To get your dick wet? Like, what? If you watch, like, the bonus stuff on Peacock, they showed Katie and Tom talking about their relationship. and their marriage and stuff. And it's just really sad because like, I really do think that Katie loved Tom so much and wanted to be there for him and wanted to support him and wanted just to be the best wife ever. And he just continued and continued and continued for whatever reason to listen to the obscene bullshit that Tom Sandoval said. And, you know, Katie's sitting there like, yeah, we get it, Tom. Like, we know you just hate me. Like, it just is what it is. Like, you hate me. Like, it is what it is, whatever. And he's just like, well, no, Katie, like, I don't think so. Like, I don't think I hate you. Like, I don't think that's what it was at all. And it's like, no, it was. Like, every chance you got to shit on Katie, you did it. And it's like, you don't have to like every choice that your friends make in their relationships with their partners. But unless they're like actually harming you, like unless their partner is really hurting them and like emotionally, physically abusing them, you gotta let your friends live their life and do their own thing with the spouse that they've chosen to be with. You can only do so much. It's their relationship, not yours. And he was always putting himself in their relationship, always. And it used to drive me insane. I'm like, this man, like, I wanted to be like, Schwartz, could you stand up for Katie for 1 fucking second? Could you defend her for 1 second? No, he always defended Tom. Always defended Tom. And the best example was the restaurant situation. Katie was like, I have ideas, I have thoughts, blah, 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 blah. And Sandoval was a dick. And Schwartz did the right thing where he was like, oh, you know what? I think we need to take a time out. I think we need to take a break from our friendship because it's really bringing my marriage down. And that lasted, what, like 2 seconds? And then it was like, oh, we're back to being buddies again. We're back to, you know, being an asshole to Katie and ruining our lives. Like, I just don't get it at this point. I think that watching back the video of that whole scenario that they all didn't get to see it, obviously. I think watching that was really, really hard for Scheana. Because I think that she thought, for whatever, I don't know why, I got the vibe that she almost thought like, oh, maybe they won't show it. Like when she got all the videos, she was like, oh my God, maybe they won't show it. Maybe they aren't going to show it. And then when that came up on the screen, like nobody was like super shocked or surprised by it. Like you saw everybody's reaction and everybody was just kind of like, yeah. Cause like we already knew what happened. They already know, they lived it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Scheana, her neck was like clenched. She was clenching and she looked so nervous. And I couldn't tell from the interaction who she was more, it honestly felt to me like she was more nervous about Lala than Ariana for some reason. Like, I don't know. And it's so crazy because it's like Ariana is definitely coming from a place of understanding in a lot of this situation. She understands like this situation's hard. She understands that, you know, Scheana has gone through a lot with this situation. She understands that, you know, that Scheana got put through a lot of crap because of this, more than a lot of other people in the group. Ariana's very, very understanding. Sometimes I think she's too understanding, to be honest with you. I think she should be more of an asshole, but again, that's not my choice, that's her choice. And for whatever reason, like Scheana seemed more upset about Lala. And I feel like Scheana was like waiting for Lala to say something that they talked about in private and was like nervous. And it was just, I don't know. I don't understand why we're defending this demon person. I don't understand why we're defending Tom Sandoval. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are we dying on this hill? Why are we trying to bring this woman down? It's so odd and weird to me. And honestly, the producers, they really fucked her over. And Ariana is so smart because she said it at the beginning of the season. And her and Dana and Katie talked about it on their podcast. And Dana was like, you know, when at the beginning of the season, Ariana was like, oh yeah, they're going to try to, I'm telling you right now, they're going to try to give Tom a redemption arc. And they're going to try to make it seem like, oh, he's back and he's fine and he's a good guy, blah, 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 blah. And Dana was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way they're going to do that. He's awful. Like what he did to you was so bad. And anybody with an eyeball would see that. And she was like, yeah, okay. And then Dana was like, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was like, I know, it's crazy. It's crazy that the producers, Lala, Scheana, everybody would have made this season so iconic with like girl power and support and screw these dirty old men and blah, blah, blah. And no, they didn't want to do that. They were so worried. And you know what the craziest part is that they were so, especially Lala was so worried about making money that if she literally just stuck with Ariana, she would have made more money. She would have made more money because she would have ridden those coattails like she was doing with the Send It to Daryl and the Uber Eats commercial. And she could have kept riding with it because Ariana let her. You didn't see Ariana being like, shut down, send it to Daryl. You know, you're not gonna, like when Ariana would get commercials, you wouldn't see her only having them for herself. She had commercials with the girls. She had commercials with Anne. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ariana really is like a girl's girl and has always supported the girls in that group when they needed the support and they were in the right. Or when maybe they weren't in the right and they had flaws, she still saw them as human beings for who they were and tried to help them. There are so many times when Lala was so fucking out of line and acting like a crazy person, and Ariana came in and supported her and listened to her and was like, hey, like, you don't want to come off like that. You don't want to be this person. Like, you don't want to behave this way. You know, when everything happened with Billie Lee and she was friggin' screaming like a crazy person at Billie Lee, she supported her. When she came out on the first episode of like, what was it, like season 5, I think, or something like that, and she was talking about, you know, Katie and Stassi and everybody's fucking summer bodies, you know, Ariana was the one that like took a step aside with her and was like, hey, like, you know, let's not do that. Let's not say things like that. Let's not maybe talk like that. And I just feel like at some point, I understand that there is your reality, another person's reality, and then actual reality. And so I do understand that Lala feels a certain way or sees things a certain way, but that's how you have to speak on it. Don't speak on like it was real and that's what really happened. Speak on it as, oh, this is how I felt. This is what I saw. This is what I was frustrated on. You know, and I completely understand that I came off a certain way and that's on me. And I did that and that's my fault. And it's because I was just frustrated because this is what I wanted and it wasn't happening and I was so confused. And I don't think it's bad to admit when you're frustrated because you didn't get treated a certain way that you wanted to get treated and somebody else got treated better than you. Because I think Ariana gets that. I feel like Ariana totally understands it. Like Stassi and Lala have talked about that, about how like, oh, when we got cheated on, like we were treated this way, but Ariana gets cheated on and she gets treated this way. And I don't feel like Ariana disagrees with that. What is she supposed to do though? Just sit there and be like, well, you guys didn't treat my friends a certain way, so I'm not going to take this Uber Eats commercial. That's not going to happen. That isn't going to happen. She's going to take things because they would. That's the thing. It's like, stop acting like you are holier than thou and you're the best person ever. And that if this situation happened exactly to you, that you would just be so kind and so nice and, oh my God, I wouldn't take any of these advertisements and any of these commercials because my friends didn't get them too. Like, stop. That's literally not true. Okay? Especially Scheana. Scheana is one of the most money hungry people. Like, Scheana is literally the Lisa Rinna of Vanderpump Rules. She would wear a diaper, okay, and sell it if it meant that she was going to make a buck. Like, let's be for real right now. The hypocrisy in this group has always been obviously a conversation. It's always been something that we've always, you know, they've always talked about the hypocrisy with this group. Always. Because there's a lot of it, okay? But again, one thing I will say, because, you know, I've had some people in like comment sections or lives be like, oh, well, you know, Ariana and Tom, they got together and like, this is what happens and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. I understand that. I get where you guys are coming from. And I see what you're saying about the whole like Tom and Kristen situation or whatever. Okay. I get it. I see where you're coming from. But my issue is, and this has been my issue with people like Jackson Kristen on the Valley, is that Ariana, Katie have, in my opinion, grown and have created boundaries as women away from their partners. They've grown a lot away from the Toms. At least I think they have. And they are now 38, 39 years old, I think, something like that. And I feel like they're different people from when they were 20 something years old. And I think when women especially create a boundary, it's, oh, well, you weren't like this here. And then, oh, well, what about that time? And oh, what about this? And it's like, okay, but like, we're in the now. We're in the right now. And in the right now, this is what has to happen in order for me to continue on my path of being a better, elevated person in life. And people just don't get that. They just like, this group loves to hold on to shit and loves to be like, well, what about when that happened? What about when this happened? What about that happened? It's like, okay, well, what about that? What about that? What about what happened 10 years ago has anything to fucking do with right now? It does not. It has nothing to do with it right now. That was 10 years ago. It's done. It's over with. Conversations have already been had. Feelings have already been happening. Like, what else do you want? I guess the last thing I will say about Lala is that I don't like it when people, especially mothers, use the excuse of their children and being a childbearing person to get out of situations. And it's not just people like that. There's all kinds, like the simplest way I can put it is like, I'm an Aries, so I get to be an asshole. It's like, well, no, you are an Aries, but that doesn't excuse you from your shit behavior. And just because you're a mom doesn't mean you get to behave in this rude, nasty way and then hide behind, I'm a mom, I'm a mom. There are situations where you can hide behind being a mom, but this is not one of them. This is just not one of them. And that's, oh God, I just realized I have like grease all over my shirt. And that's just okay. It just is what it is. Like, this is one of those situations where you can't hide behind being a mommy. You can't, because it's not relevant to the conversation. It has nothing to do with the way you treated Ariana. It has nothing to do with what you're feeling. And you putting your entire life and your children's life, projecting that onto another human being is insane in this situation. It's insane. You making Ariana feel like her choices are going to affect your children is kind of fucked up, because this is not that scenario. Whatever you're making up in your head isn't actually happening. And again, I will say this over and over and over again. I feel like if Lala would have supported Ariana, Ariana would have pulled Lala along and pulled Scheana along. Instead, now you guys are going to be ostracized from everything. You're going to be taken out of everything. You're always going to be perceived as shitty friends. You're going to be perceived as women that don't support women. Now this narrative is going to continue to keep happening. So either you need to change that narrative and change your tune and fix your shit and show through proof, not just this, but actually do the work of not being a crappy friend and have us see it, or you're going to have to accept the villain arc. You're going to have to accept that you're the villain. And I don't know if Lala can do that anymore. I don't know if Lala can be, I just don't know if we can be in our mid to late 30s. And I'm not saying that, I'm talking like Lala, I'm talking all the girls. I don't think as women we can be in our mid to late 30s behaving this way. At some point you have to grow up and you have to accept that, oh, I made some bad choices. I apologize. No buts, no ifs, no ands, no nothing. I'm sorry. I totally see where you saw that I was behaving this way. And that really sucks, because I think I had an intention that I didn't get across. And because of me being selfish, because of me only seeing the world a certain way, because of everything that I've been through, I just took it out on you. And that's on me. And I hope that Lala apologizes, like a genuine apology to Ariana. I hope that she genuinely sees where the audience was coming from, and that the people that, like, there's just two types of fans. There's haters, and they are fans. I'm sorry, haters are fans. And then there are your actual people that love and support you, okay? And I feel like if you're smart, you know who the haters are and who your fans are. And you should know that your fans are coming from a good place when they question your behavior or they question how you approach something. And I feel like I, as being one of Lala's fans and loving Lala and riding for Lala and making every excuse under the sun, you can look at all my friggin' platforms. I made every excuse under the sun for Lala, okay? I think she should be able to understand as fans that it's not that you're this evil, cracked out, psychopathic person. You're not Tom Sandoval. But it's that you really fucked up. You really made a bad choice. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, we would have wanted another season automatically if they all would have been girls. We would have loved Lala even more. We would have loved Scheana even more. But for whatever reason, they got stuck in their brain that they needed the drama and this had to happen. And oh my God. And they got, again, gooped and gagged by Lisa Vanderpump, the producers, who clearly are all a bunch of idiots. Because I'm sorry, if they were smart, they would have known that the best thing that they could have done is go against these two dingleberries. Go against the boys. That's the smartest thing they could have done. And the fact that they're so stupid as well, Bravo as a whole is so stupid for not seeing that is insane to me. Like, I am this close. I'm this close to never talking about Bravo shows ever again. Because I don't get it anymore. I genuinely don't get it anymore. What are we doing? What is this network doing? What is this network doing in regards to how they support their cast members? How they make sure their cast members are mentally okay? How they make sure that they're putting out storylines that are real and authentic and not shoving shit down people's faces that looks so ridiculous. I look at some of these other shows with all the mix-ups that they have, the change-ups that they've had to do with certain franchises, the way that they treat certain women, the way that they have treated certain groups of people on these shows. You know, I'm at a loss right now. I'm at a loss with Bravo as a whole. Vanderpump Rules is an example of that. I'm just trying to understand why they wanted to go in the direction they went in for Vanderpump Rules when the fans clearly did not fucking want that. They didn't want that. All you have to do is go on any social media platform and you would have seen immediately before the show even was taped what the fans wanted. They wanted a hero arc for Ariana. They did not want a redemption arc. And so the fact that you guys who are professionals that get paid for this shit don't see that is fascinating to me. It's like crazy to me. And then the types of people and the types of crap that you guys want to promote as a company, as a brand, versus these people, like, not to get on a high horse here, but like the fact that Martha's Vineyard is going on a little break right now is so psychotic to me. I don't fucking get it. People love Summer House Martha's Vineyard, are obsessed with it. The cast, perfection. The way that they do it, amazing. It is a refresh. It is a breath of fresh air to this company, to Bravo as a whole. And they're going to put them on the sidelines. For what? Answer us. Tell me why you're putting this on the floor. For what? Because of scheduling? Because of friendships? For what? It's fucking weird. In my opinion, it is weird. It is also weird to me that the first season got such good feedback. Incredible feedback. And then the season 2 reunion comes around. They didn't get a reunion in the first season, which, I'm sorry, it's 2024. This isn't when Bravo first started Housewives. It's like, oh, well, we'll see. No. Why didn't they get a reunion season 1? I think it's stupid. The Valley isn't getting a reunion for season 1. I think that's stupid. But I guarantee you, the Valley will get a reunion for season 2. But Martha's Vineyard, who had great ratings, great reviews, everybody fucking loved that show. They get a season 2 and they get a clubhouse reunion. A clubhouse reunion. What is going on? I don't know who is running everything. And I don't like this whole like, oh my God, the fans just don't get it. The fans don't understand. No, sweetie, I don't think you understand. I think the fans get it a little bit more than you do at this point. I'm at the point where I'm just like, someone needs to let go of the reins. Because it's not working anymore. Whatever you guys think is working is not working. And your fans have been telling you this for years that it's not working. And I'm just, all these, the decisions that Bravo continues to keep making with Vanderpump Rules, with Martha's Vineyard, with Summer House, with all the Housewife franchises, with all these things. It's like, do you guys know what you're doing anymore? Or are you lost? Because it looks like you're lost, girl. You're very much just lost out there. So, I don't know, guys. That's how I feel. That's my mumbo jumbo, like, TED Talk for the day. Where we go from here, in my opinion, I don't think they should bring the show back with this cast. I think if they want to do it, they should start it all over again at the very, like, they should start it with the restaurants again. And they should go back to the original, like, platform, original idea. And they should find a group that is genuinely friends, not fake shit, that are actual people that actually have spent time outside of cameras together. And I think they should go that route. And that's if they bring the show back. And then, you know, you can kind of, maybe you do it through Pump and Tom Tom. Not that I fucking want to do anything with Tom Tom ever again, obviously, but maybe you do it through there. You have a whole entire staff there. You have people we've seen in the backgrounds of things and stuff like that. So it's like, maybe you do it there. And you pick a genuine friend group that's genuinely in and out of that and has friendships that are beyond the television show. Maybe you do that. It's either that or we're done. Because in my opinion, this group right here is done. There's nothing else to talk about. There's no other thing that we need to do. We're done, and that's okay. Like, let it go. Let it go. Let her go. Like, whew, we don't need it anymore. It's okay. It's okay to now move on to a new group, a new franchise. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's been 11 seasons. That's great. And honestly, the ending was great. The ending was really well done. I fucking hated half this group that was in it, but, you know, showing the replaying of them over the years and the things that they've all been through. And, you know, James was getting teary-eyed and so was I. And it's like, that was good. That's okay. Everybody has their own thing. Everybody's doing their own thing. And everybody can supposedly, allegedly make money off this show. The way Lala and Scheana talk, it doesn't sound like they make a dime outside of Vanderpump Rules at this point. So, I don't know. I just don't see a world where we need to keep hashing out this group anymore. I think we're good. I think we move on. Either with a brand new group and let the, you know, oldies come in and out randomly once in a while, or we just cut it completely. So you guys let me know what you think about in the comment section and tell me where you think we go from here, your opinions. As I always tell you, keep them constructive. Don't be nasty and call and say insane things, please. We don't talk about anybody's mothering. That's not happening either. You can totally shit on the Toms though. I'm totally fine with that. But that's kind of where I'm at, you guys. I'm also going to be doing a video coming up where I take followers' questions about reality TV shows and I give you guys my opinions about them. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer on an upcoming video, put them down below as well. Obviously, if you want to comment your opinions on the show and then comment your question, you can do both. That's awesome and that's great. I would love, the more comments, the better. I love reading your guys' comments. I like all of them. I will comment to most of them as well if you leave a comment. So put, you know, what you guys thought about this season, what you think Vanderpump Rules is going to do now, but also if you guys could comment a question and I will put you in my upcoming video where I answer all your questions about reality TV shows. And it doesn't just have to be Bravo. I used to watch MTV, VH1 shows. I've watched like a ton of different reality TV. You can ask me about reality TV shows that I don't even watch. I'm happy to give you an opinion as to maybe why I don't watch them. Whatever you guys want to put down there, I would love that. Go follow my social media. Go follow my podcast. Go follow it all. Give it a like, subscribes, the follows. Do it all, okay? Do it all. And I will see you guys on the next one. Please go and support the students that are protesting for Palestine and help the Palestinians in any way that you can. And also, as I say in every single end of my video, go support your local LGBTQIA businesses, okay? Go do it. Love you. Bye.